Hi there, this is a quick video to show you how to complete the action import spreadsheet for when you have many actions that need to be recorded in Raiser's Edge and you don't want to enter them all one at a time. This spreadsheet can easily be filled out and submitted to the Area Ministry SharePoint site, and the file will be uploaded, which adds all of those actions onto the constituent record in bulk rather than entering them one at a time. The spreadsheet should be filled out only if you have at least 10 actions that need to be recorded. If you have fewer than 10 actions, you can go ahead and just add those into the constituents one at a time. So to get started, my screen here, you can see I'm in the Area Ministries SharePoint site. I'll click on the folder that's called Blackbaud Raiser's Edge. And in the folder called Action Imports is where I will find the template and instructions on how to import. So there are two types of import templates. We're going to do the general action import template because it can be used for any type of action. So this is what the spreadsheet looks like with one sample line of data filled in. I'll show you what the spreadsheet looks like, and then we'll toggle over to the Word document with instructions to show you some more details. But this is the spreadsheet. You can see the first column has the constituent ID number, the donor's name, the action information, which includes the action category, action type, and action date, along with the notepad type, notepad description, and notepad notes. And finally, we have the first and last name of the Joni and Friends employee responsible for that action type. So entering these into a spreadsheet is so much faster than clicking through that constituent record many times to add the action. If you're recording a lot of the same action, you can just drag this action category all the way down for as many lines as you had. So I'm going to click over to the instruction document, which is also found in that same Area Ministries SharePoint folder under Action Imports. So in this instruction document, we go through what you need to put in each column on that spreadsheet. So on the column that's called constituent ID, that's where you put the constituent ID number. In the name field, that's where you put the constituent's first and last name. And in this field, it doesn't need to match exactly as is listed on the constituent record. The action category and action type. This is where you need to select one of the following action categories and action types that exist in Raiser's Edge. This is very important, so listen up. The action category and action type, they must be typed in exactly as is listed on this table as in Raiser's Edge. So for example, phone call needs to, in your spreadsheet, it needs to say phone call. If you're doing an email, it needs to say email without any spaces or dashes or anything like that. The one that we get hung up on a lot when importing is gift acknowledgement. Oftentimes acknowledgement is misspelled in the spreadsheet and then it will not import into Raiser's Edge. So gift acknowledgement must be spelled exactly like this. We have a new donor welcome as a new action type, so that's a good one you can add in as the action type. So if you're saying that this action was a phone call and it was an invitation, you can mix and match the action category and action type. Then we have the action date is the following column in your spreadsheet, and we need to use this format, 2 digits for the month, 2 digits for the date, and 4 digits for the year. And then you'll have a notepad type, and you can select one of the following notepad types. Again, It must be typed in exactly as it's listed on this document, and this is the same as how it is in Raiser's Edge. For your notepad description, you can add a short description of what the action was. You'll have a lot more room to write some notes on the notepad notes. So if you were calling a donor and asking for prayer requests, on your notepad description, you might write phone call for prayer requests. And then on the notepad notes is where you can write in some more details about your conversation with the donor and what their prayer requests were. And then finally, the last column on the spreadsheet is first and last name. That's where you'll enter in your first and last name that will be added onto that action record. If the action was done by a volunteer, we want the Joni and Friends employee who is responsible for this action to get on the Raiser's Edge account. We don't want the name of the volunteer. Some other things to know, as you can kind of pick up from everything needs to be typed in exactly as it is. The spreadsheet can't be modified at all to include additional columns or take away any columns or change the column headers. The spreadsheet is going to import exactly as it is on the spreadsheet, so we can't have any columns changed. The column headings need to match exactly what's on the template in order for the import to go through. And then here we just have a couple of screenshots of what the action looks like in Raiser's Edge, so you can see the different action categories. We can't screenshot the action types, but that's where that is. And then when you type in the action date, you type it in one time on the spreadsheet, and it actually gets added to the action in 3 different places. It gets added on the action date, the action completed on, and on the notepad date, which we can see here. So this is what the notepad looks like. So the notepad type is what you select from the selected options. The notepad description is just a small, maybe a higher level overview of what the action was. And then the notepad notes is this big white box down here. So you can type in as much information as you want on the notepad notes. So once you've saved your action import spreadsheet, you can upload it back to the Area Ministry SharePoint site on the To Development folder. Once that action spreadsheet has been imported into Raiser's Edge, you'll see those actions on the constituent records, and the spreadsheet will be put in the completed folder so you know that that has been taken care of. Thanks for watching, and let us know if you have any questions.